Hey guys, so I'm back with another one. Got an update. On the road, need to make sure that you have proper inflation. You may have to change out your tires, especially on your trailer. You just run stuff over and stuff, and because the trailer's so wide, you don't have a lot of options like in a car to swerve around it. So because of that, replacing tires and stuff, I figured might need an air compressor. So I got a little 3-gallon air compressor from Harbor Freight. First time I've been to Harbor Freight, but I was looking online and essentially everything I saw online, it was super expensive. I wanted to get a Milwaukee cordless one because I have a bunch of Milwaukee tools, and it was $350 just for the pump. And I looked at some reviews. I think it was like farm equipment reviews or something like that. He did a review on like all the portable tire pumps. And I realized really quick, for 80 PSI, which is required on trucks, or for the truck tires and trailer tires, they weren't going to be adequate. So for $50, I got that. And then the hose kit was 20, and the special gauge was like 10. So out the door with taxes and everything, it was $90. So I think it's a great deal. This is really small. I'll be able to put it in one of my toolbox storage containers that are built onto the trailer, or I could just strap it down in the back of the truck. And my truck has 12-volt power inside the cab and outside the cab and the bed. So in theory, no matter where I'm at, I should be able to just plug it in and hit the road. So I believe on the truck here, it's on the passenger side, you got a 12-volt. It's kind of hard to see it. So I have an inverter on the truck, so it'll make life pretty easy. Plus every morning, this front tire is showing 75 PSI, and it should be at 80, and all the tires are a couple PSI off. Nothing crazy, but I don't even have an air compressor. So to get all into it for $90, I figured, hey, might as well give it a shot. And if it's crap, I mean, at the worst, I wasted $50 on this, but $50 is nothing. Call it a learning curve if that's the case. But I'm gonna go ahead and put it together, and then I'm gonna plug it into the inverter and make sure it's got enough amps to power it, because that would kind of change things if it doesn't. But regardless, need an air compressor around the house. So all right, I'm gonna put it together and I'll let you guys know how it works. All right, so we're gonna try this out. So it says we're at 72 PSI currently. This gauge is nice. As soon as I let off putting air in, it tells me what the current pressure is. We're at 78 PSI. It's definitely slowing down, and now it's not putting any more air in. So this air compressor must not turn back on until it's under a certain PSI. It says we're at 80 PSI in the tank. Wondering when the tank's gonna turn back on, so I'm watching the gauge. Here, let me just pull the quick release. So we're at 60 PSI. Did I turn it off on accident? No? It's on. Huh. I guess the power strip I plugged into isn't powered on, so I'll let you know what happens. Okay guys, so the power strip that I plugged into wasn't turned on, so let's resume. So we're at 78 PSI. So it works. That was my biggest concern. This was like the smallest model, and it was the cheapest model, and I wasn't sure that it would fill up to 80 psi, but it does. So I'm gonna continue on, do all the tires, and then I'm gonna get the keys and turn the inverter on and see if it works with the inverter. Alright guys, so it worked well for airing up the tires. For 50 bucks, I can't say not to get it. It's a great purchase. Now we're inside the truck, and we are going to turn on the inverter. So you gotta turn it on, and the tire pressure hasn't quite updated because we're not moving. But they should all be at 80 psi or close enough at least. They were all at 70. It's a mix of hail and snow today, so the weather really dropped. Here, I'm gonna put you down for a second. Alright, so I got it plugged in. Says 400 watt. This shouldn't be anything close, so we're gonna turn it on. And it seems to be working, so I'm gonna let it run and fill up and make sure it doesn't turn off due to like a power surge or anything. But with 400 amp or 400 watts on the inverter, should be plenty of power. So I'm gonna let it charge up, and if it doesn't work, I'll let you know, but looks like it's gonna work. And I had this 50-foot cable reel. So it's all very small and compact, and I can put it all in a storage container inside the truck or on my trailer. So definitely got to get it. When you're on the road, you got to be self-reliant. You got to take care of yourself out there. Hey guys, so I was able to get my decals installed. And just so you know, your legal company name, the way you file it with the FMCSA, that's how you need to have it. I live in Washington State, so we're required to have operated by. I'm not too happy about it. I think it's a bit foolish, but it's the law. And then got my US DOT and MC numbers. Minimum of 2 inches. So just wanted to give you an update. A lot of people are trying to tell me that you need to have the city and state on here, but I Google searched my company. There's no other company in the United States with this LLC name. If you do share a company name with someone else operating in a different state or something like that, that could cause a conflict of interest, and that's why you'd want to label your truck with the state that you reside out of. And then for my truck number, I went with 556. Hopefully you know why. You know, bang bang bang. I love my Second Amendment rights, so figured it was fitting. So yeah. A whole lot didn't get done this week. Unfortunately, it snowed and rained all week. And so, yeah, I have a lot planned for next week. And I have some exciting stuff coming up about how to wire up your camera with a fifth wheel setup. Found a solution, got some parts coming in, so stay tuned for that. And yeah. See you next week.